catch by Jay Nathaniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter take a shot deep. Open target. Her third. From left to right. Sets off. Oh,
Down!
watch him. He's gonna step. He's gonna go for it. Fell from the sky into Aaron Ice.
It's the final night of the first round of the playoffs. This time it's going to be the pit as number 16 West Virginia travels to where are we at? I was going to say Tallahassee. It's Gainesville. Oh, I can't even figure it out. We had a truck shut down in the middle. We had to replace that midstream. Luckily, we had a back truck waiting. We moved the monkeys into the new truck, and now everything's ready to go. Matthew Hatchell, are you ready to go?
Mike, I think I'm as ready as I'll ever be after we were able to get those monkeys going. You know, it took a lot of pressure and a lot of time, but I'm glad we were able to move them all.
Well, we're rocking and rolling now, and we got this one set up. West Virginia taking on Florida. The winner is going to move on to face the winner of the previous game, which was Boise in the big blowout win over Washington. So that game will take place Monday at 7 o'clock as Philbin going to get the first carry. Boy, he's got a big hole there. And look at him go. Brought down from behind by Ray Brooks III. But Jerry Philbin busted off 21 to get us started.
And that's what West Virginia's really going to need, Mike. They're going to need to rely on Philbin a lot. I mean, Florida, not the worst run defense in the league, but giving up just under 100 yards per game. I mean, if you're West Virginia, you got to make the most out of that.
Pistol formation to get us started on this set of drives. They're going to hand it off to the fullback, and that's Hunter Burdett. Actually, the backup running back, kind of playing fullback there, and he'll get it 4.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Burdett, able to get a couple of yards there. That's what they're going to need Burdett, Mike. It's just going to be that back to just eat up some yards when Philbin needs to take a breather.
And now they're going to drop back to pass. Barnes is going to throw it to the right, and that will be caught by Jen Shinobi. He gets 3, so it's going to be a short 3rd and 2 coming up here. Will they go to Philbin? Actually, that's almost 3. Let's go to 2+. We'll see. Will they give it to Philbin? Where they try to pass? And they're going to give it to Philbin, and he gets brought down from behind. Nothing doing there. And Tony D'Alfonso, we've seen him many a times get through and make plays. He does so there. So what started with a great run by Philbin ends abruptly there, and West Virginia's got a punt.
Yeah, that's a great job there by D'Alfonso. Just sheds the block, able to bring down Philbin. Like you said, that was a great job by Florida. Gave up the big run and they didn't allow anything else. Now coming out of it, West Virginia's goal tonight, Mike, they have to stop the pass. I mean, you know Florida's pass game, second best in the CFSL, only 0.1 yards behind Michigan per game. And West Virginia, 4th worst passing defense.
Well, we'll see how those two match up. Florida's going to come out firing. They go straight over the middle, finding their running back, Radman Roberts, and the senior picks up 10 to get Florida's night started offensively.
Yeah, and I think for West Virginia here, one thing you have to do is constant pressure. I need pressure on the quarterback every single play.
Adjustment being made here by Rocco Lacey. He'll drop back to pass again. This time, that one comes out a little awkward and incomplete.
Awkward, but it's effective if you're West Virginia. And if I'm looking at Rocco Lacey, I gotta tell him, hey, slow it down. We get it. It's pit season. We're in the postseason, but you gotta just calm it down a bit.
Lacey airing it out to the right. This time overshoots his receiver. We got a slight breeze going here, but nothing that should affect the game. That was just an overthrow. Going to be 3rd and 10. Man, I want to get your opinion on these West Virginia uniforms. Looks like something that came out of the 60s. Of course, that was when Murph was in his heyday, so that kind of makes sense.
It's a weird kind of modern take on a throwback. I'm honestly a big fan. The only criticism I have, I don't like the Navy WV on this helmet. It makes it look too much like the University of Connecticut to me.
Oh, Murphy says the Stormtrooper look. I'm pretty sure Tennessee got that first. They're the first one. Now they're trying. We can't all be all white, and it's always the Stormtrooper look. I feel like.
I will say though, I was gonna say I love the Florida look. Reminds me of kind of first era like throwback, like when they were pushing Gatorade. Really.
Well, we got a couple old school coaches trying to relive their childhood with their teams in the playoffs here, it looks like. Oh, a big sack there. Kevin Barnes wishes he was back in his childhood as J.J. Smith gets through and drops him for a loss of 7.
Yeah, and that's not something you see a lot from this West Virginia offense, Mike. I mean, coming into the season, only being sacked 18 times, second fewest in the CFSL. Now, obviously, a lot of that does go with their run game. Obviously, a lot of those possible tackles for loss would be sacked, but you got to take advantage of that.
And Barnes going to start off a little screen pass out there, had the defender playing off, and Tomlin Clementine makes 6 yards out of nothing, going to set up a more manageable 3rd and 12.
And Mike, has there really been a better midseason addition than Tomlin Clementine? I mean, really came in and just turned this West Virginia team around, really.
Yeah, if there was a midseason addition MVP, that would probably be him for sure, as he makes the catch there, picks up 12. And look at a first time. Going back to West Virginia's uniforms, as Jack says, they look almost like Penn State. Yes, just a lot less accomplished. 1st and 10.
Jesus.
Hand off to Philbin right up the middle, and he's not going to get anything.
No, Philbin not getting anything there, and if you're Florida, Mike, personally, I think you got to sell it about 70% of the time, because either you're going to get back there to Barnes or you're going to stop Philbin in the backfield. Really, it's a win-win.
Play fake here. Barnes dropping back, getting pressure. Got to throw that one away. Looking for Philbin, but he overthrew it, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, or even just pressure back there. I mean, again, with only being sacked 18 times, Barnes doesn't really know the feeling of getting pressured a ton, so it's really going to help him out if you're Florida.
Shotgun 2x2 set here. They're going to go with the halfback screen to dump it off to Philbin. He heads up field, and J.J. Smith and company a little too good getting through to make the stop, and that's going to bring an end to yet another Florida or West Virginia drive here near midfield.
Yeah, Philbin takes a big hit there, but again, Florida able to kind of give up some yardage at first, but doesn't allow anything once that ball gets past midfield. And if they can hold that out all night, Mike, that really is just going to stifle this West Virginia offense.
Furman, look, I was giving props to Tennessee for claiming the Stormtrooper look first, and then I was kind of bragging on Murph for him being old and, subtly saying he sucks. Oh, there's somebody that doesn't suck. That one's completed. Zach Kelso down the sideline, pushing his way inside the 20, picking up 62 for the Gators.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, again, that right there, that's just what that pass defense for West Virginia is just going to let up. Again, allowing the 4th most yards per game through the air coming into tonight. Simply put, that's just a matchup that was won there. Cameron Jones, the freshman, can't keep up off the line. Kelso makes him pay. That's a big pickup there for the Gators. Well,
the thing with West Virginia is they've got 4 5-star cornerbacks, but they are a little thin at safety with only a couple of 4-stars. Now, not bad players, but compared to the rest of the teams in the league, that can definitely hurt against heavy pass teams, which we know Florida is most of the time. This handoff going to go to Wright Roberts, going to pick up 7. It's going to be 2nd and 3, and I got to check chat, make sure I wasn't being too mean to Murph. Got to make sure that he's not crying anywhere.
I understand. I understand. He's preparing for a fight in that Wendy's parking lot.
It's all sound to me like he was trying to get out of a fight in the Wendy's parking lot, but what do I know? Handoff there, and nothing doing as Abel's sledge going to get dropped for a loss of 1.
Yeah, and that's a great job by R.J. Lupo getting back there quickly. And that Lupo, one of those safeties we were talking about, Mike. And again, yeah, that issue is that weakness at safety. That's really going to hurt in situations like that big pass to Kelso, passes over the top, or just in the middle when you need your safeties to come up big.
3rd and 5 here. And Lacey going to fire for the end zone, and that one was batted away. Nice defensive play there by Cosmo Mintz to go up and just swat that one down like he was guarding the rim in basketball. And now we're going to see Kay Lee, that's 2 names, not 1, come on to try the field goal, and that 30-yarder is up, and it is good. And we got a first points of the ball game, 4:27 to go here in the first quarter, and Florida is up 3-0.
Yeah, going back to that play by Mintz, Mike, I mean, for only being a freshman, already 4 interceptions in his young CFSL career. I mean, this is a cornerback that is a menace back there. Oh, here we go, possible big return. Oh.
Hunter Burdett finding some room. Maybe should have tried to go outside a little bit more.
Yep.
But still a nice return. Going to set up West Virginia with good field position here to get started on their third drive. First two ended in punts near midfield. This time they're going to start at the 32. They'll come out in a shotgun set, 3 receivers, top of the screen. Philbin offset, and that one comes out a little weird, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, I don't quite know what happened there. I think maybe the ball might have slipped out. I'm not really quite sure, but I guess good news for West Virginia, it wasn't a fumble or anything.
Jack, cornerback CBs, not QBs. As this handoff goes to Philbin, and he picks up 7. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, but again, that's what Philbin does, Mike. I mean, if I'm West Virginia, until Florida can really show me a lot of consistent stops, I got to hand the ball to Philbin and see if he can get going early here.
I'm having a hard time getting used to being on YouTube here as Barnes throws to the right. That one's caught, stepping out Jackson Height. I'm using the Twitch computer and PlayStation 3, but we're doing YouTube, which we haven't used this computer to do YouTube in like 2 years. I'm still, it's messing with my psyche a little bit here. Pump fake. Barnes dropping back. Now he's going to throw for the right sideline. Overshoots his receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, that's just a little unfortunate for Barnes. I mean, he shook off the pressure there first, had open men, just overthrows him, really. I mean, if you're Florida, you're kind of breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief there.
2nd and 10, they're going to go with the triple option. Barnes pitches it late. That was a little dangerous, but Philbin is able to snag it. He'll pick up 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, very risky pitch there. I thought Barnes might not get it off in time or possibly fumble it, but able to find Philbin, and that's all you need if you're Barnes.
As Devin Davis says, also known as 14R Davis, make sure to like the video as this one aired out to the right, and I don't know what's going on. Last game had rain, and there were balls flying everywhere. This one, great, perfect conditions here in Gainesville, and that one, a couple of missed throws there by Barnes, and yet again near midfield, West Virginia is going to have to punt.
Yeah, and that's got to hurt a little bit more than the last few, Mike, because he had a man there too, wide open, nobody in the zip code really, just an overthrow, and the old saying goes, when you're a quarterback, that is the hardest throw to make because you don't want to overthrow him and miss him, and that's what he did there, and that's got to sting a little bit. Now, if you're West Virginia's defense, though, you had a good drive. I mean, you only given up 3 after that big pass to Kelso. Let's see if you can come out and get a stop here.
Handoff to start the drive. They're going to go to Radman Roberts, the former Auburn Tiger and USC Trojan, and he'll pick up 4 to the left.
One of my first ever teammates, the USC Trojan, Radman Roberts. I'm very happy to see him really, he's grown a lot since those years at USC. I'm happy to see him really getting his chance here in Florida. Having
himself a nice season. This one chucked down to Sledge. He'll get out of bounds. He'll pick up 12, though, and a first down for the Gators.
Yeah, and Abel Sledge, I mean, that just goes to show how deadly this Florida team is, Mike. Their backup halfback is also their outside linebacker. Some teams it's a safety or a corner, maybe even a wide receiver. No. That's their outside linebacker.
This league these days, you got defensive linemen that play like cornerbacks, which is freaky. Play fake here. Lacey throwing it to the left. Oh, and good defense out there is coming up to break that up was Jammer Moore, and it's incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Moore, great job there. I mean, a lot of these corners, Mike, we were talking about are freshmen, but not Jammer Moore, kind of that anchor in that defensive secondary.
Lacey back the throw again. This time going to check it down to Roberts. Turns up field. Ooh, he stiff arms Moore to the ground there, but he winds up forcing him out of bounds, and it's just a gain of 2.
Yeah, that's a great job there by Moore, though. He attacks Roberts quickly, so he can only get 2. And Florida 0 for 2 on 3rd down to see if they can get their first one here early.
Clutch says, sounds like a lot of fatigue to me. I am a little fatigued. Is this one going to the left, and that one broken up by Cameron Jones? We took Frosty to Brazilian Steakhouse for his birthday lunch this afternoon, and I'm pretty sure I ate like 4 pounds of meat. So there's definitely some meat fatigue going on.
And now I'm just hungry. Thanks, Mike.
It was fabulous. And this return taken out to 34. So yet again, good field position here for West Virginia. Unable to do anything with it so far, as we see. Only 66 yards in 16 plays. Florida 102 on 13 plays. Although both teams have 3 first downs. Florida does have the field goal, which has been the difference so far. Shotgun formation here for Barnes. And he'll start out handing out to Philbin on the counter play, and he heads upfield. He'll pick up 7.
Yeah, I talked to Big Murph, the AD for West Virginia for this game. Like I said, you guys were able to get in with that last spot. What can we expect? And he doesn't plan on changing anything. He said expecting a big dose of the running game, and we're seeing that so far with Philbin.
read option here, and Barnes trying to go on the outside. He'll get dropped for a loss of 1. A nice play there by Hamish McAndrews. Why don't you guys all wish Frosty a nice happy birthday in chat?
Absolutely. Happy birthday, Frosty. It was really funny before hearing him burst into the truck and the panic in his voice saying what's going on.
Yeah, he's watching the game in the green room with Allie, and he heard that there was something going on, and he burst in here, and I was like, it's okay. I got it under control. You can go back out there and enjoy your cake. So 1st and 10 now, down to the 44, and this is where West Virginia stalled out 3 times already. Can they bust through here as they bring their tight end in motion? Going to hand it off to Philbin, trying to find some room up the middle, and he'll pick up 2.
Yeah, Florida, they really kind of seem to dial in on the fact that West Virginia, at least on their first down, is probably going to hand the ball off to Philbin. They've started to dial that in. So if I'm West Virginia, Mike, now would be a great time to bust out maybe a play-action pass.
It was not Fogo de Chao. We do have those here. It was Chama Gaucha is what it's called. I think it's just a local place. Philbin up the middle. He's going to pick up 2, and it's going to be 3rd and 6. I've never been to Fogo de Chao. I have been to Texas State, Brazil. It's very similar to that. I think maybe a little bit nicer service, a little bit better at Chama Gaucha. But, yeah, I'm a big fan of Brazilian steakhouses. But if I do like I did tonight or this afternoon, it's rough. I didn't have any carbs, though, so the brain's not as foggy as it would have been. And they're going to go with the halfback screen. This time, Philbin not going to be able to make anything happen again. Second time they've tried it. And for the 4th time now, they stalled out here near midfield and are going to have to punt.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed is that West Virginia, early on in their drives, Mike, when they are going to drop back and pass, they're finding the guys like Clementine, like Height, Jen Shinobi, other receivers. But once they hit that middle of the field, they just seem to be dead set on the only person getting that ball is Philbin. Now, that's not a bad thing at first, may seem, but when you're not getting any yards for now 4 straight drives, maybe you mix it up a little bit.
Frosty got indoctrinated to the cheese puff balls. I've had too many sweets lately, so I had to go no carb today and try to balance my body out. Glock says happy 200th birthday. He obviously has not met Frosty because he looks like he's at his 10th birthday, not his 200th. 1st and 10, this pass to the left. That one is caught, and Zeke Lacey will pick up 11 as we reach the end of the first quarter. You're watching the Pitt Playoffs presented by PX1 Sports here on YouTube. We'll be back in just a second. Start of the second quarter, a little screen pass out there, but not much able to happen as played well by West Virginia. Fozzie Brown picks up a couple, and it'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, if you're running that screen, Mike, you need at least basically a body for body, blockers for defenders if you want that screen to go anywhere.
Frosty is officially 32 years old today, for anybody wondering, but very lucky for him as he looks like he's 14 years old. So that is very beneficial. That'll serve him well because when he's 60 and we're all old and grouchy, he'll look like he's 30, and then it will all balance out.
It always works out best for everybody in those cases.
He takes a lot of ribbing now. We were at the store yesterday, and the person checking us out asked if he was our son. So there's always that. But it will eventually pay off for him in, another 20 years or so. Pass to the right. Kelso, look at him go. Oh, inside 30, inside 25. Picking up a gain of 24 for the Gators.
Yeah, great job there by Kelso. Mike, 2 receptions, 86 yards. I think Zach Kelso's having himself a pretty good game so far. Keeps the feet in bounds. Has Andrew Mechie miss? If I'm Rocco Lacey, I'm finding 8-1 all day right now.
Wait, Glock, you're 42? I thought you were much younger than that. So everybody looks younger to me, apparently. That's good for y'all. Pass over the middle. That one's caught inside 10. Fozzie Brown. And it's a 1st and goal, Florida.
Yeah, and I remember the last Florida game I called, Mike, Fozzie Brown really did not get a lot of touches, if any at all, from what I recall. So glad to see Brown getting into the play call early here. Yeah,
he's had a up and down season. Many people thought he'd take over as the #1 receiver as Zeke Lacey picks up 2. But with Rocco Lacey coming in, it hasn't been quite the same offense that we saw previously. So in that Why can I never remember? I know it was it Beavers? Pass to the right. That one's caught and into the end zone. Fozzie Brown, touchdown, Gators.
Yeah, it's a great job by Florida. He finds Brown, able to punch it in. But I mean, just to go to show how deep this wide receiver core is, you have Fozzie Brown, Jeff Brown, Zach Kelso, Zeke Lacey. You know, that's just the four main guys. You know, even the rest of them like Jacob Martinez, Garrett Anno. You know, these are guys who are also picking up big receptions here as the season goes on. I mean, Florida stacked top to bottom in that wide receiver department.
What was the former quarterback's name at Florida? Why can't I remember it?
Was it Levi?
No, it was Gavin. Was it Beavers? It doesn't. Blevins?
Blevins. It was Ronnie Blevins.
Ronnie Blevins. Okay. I know the player's name or the user's name is Gavino, and his current player is Beavers, and so that's what I was getting with. So, Ronnie Blevins. Okay.
I was thinking of the receiver, Levi Thames. That's what
I don't know why I can never remember his name now. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks we've had. That pass goes to Height. He's going to pick up 25 down the right sideline, and now maybe a little bit of a spark going with this West Virginia offense down by 10.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Height, Mike, you know, for a guy that for a long time was that top guy at West Virginia's receiving core, you know, until you can argue Clementine came in, has had a very quiet season. I think maybe that's because they ran more run before Clementine came in. Clementine gave them more chance to air it out, but I want to see Height really pop off tonight.
Well, it's going to be tough as Clementine is getting a lot of the work as he gets one there, 11 yards. I mean, Clementine had a legitimate argument for All-American even though he came in week 3.
Yeah, I mean, he has more receptions in you know, after coming in just week 3 than a lot of guys do in a whole season.
It was really close, honestly, on my All-American ballot as Philbin goes up the middle, picking up 5. I think I went with Darius Butler as my 4th, but it was really close with Tomlin Clementine. I just couldn't justify
Damian
it.
Butler.
Damian Butler, yes. I'm screwing everything up tonight. I'm telling you, man, that meat, and I'm glad I didn't have carbs because my brain would be way cloudy, but I had way too much meat. As Philbin turning up field, he's not having the meat sweats and the meat fog. He picks up 6 and a first down.
I mean, it might just show how dominant Clementine has been. He ranks 13th in the CFSL in yards coming into tonight.
See,
and keep in mind, 10 of those guys ahead of him have played 9 games.
Barnes keeps it himself, going to pick up 11 and a first down. And see Gavin Beavers in chat. This is Gavino, and that's what I see, and I can't remember Ronnie Blevins when I do it. So my brain is not. My brain might be missing the carbs today. Tomorrow it probably will balance out. Pass to the right on the sideline. Jen Shinobi coming back, picking up 4.
Yeah, and great catches by Shinobi, a big underrated guy in this wide receiver core with Height, Clementine, and Jacob Tomas as well. Shinobi's that guy for those plays right there, Mike. Those short little out routes are where he shines. Gavino,
you are not kicked out to the pasture. You're one of our favorite guys. You're dealing with a broadcaster in the early moments of senility. So just, blame it on that.
That's what we're using today. Okay.
Well, I know. 3rd and 3. I hope not. That's my best asset is my brain. As down goes Barnes, getting through with a sack is Michael Skillman, another former Auburn Tiger, and that's going to bring up a 4th down, but they are in scoring position here.
Absolutely. If you're West Virginia here and you get those 3 points, that's a big W for you. Finally, Mike, they were able to put a drive together. That is what they were struggling with that first quarter. Couldn't get past the 50, it seemed. But, they were able to put a drive together, and hopefully this is some good momentum going forward.
36-yard field goal right down the pipe by Braden Gabriel. And West Virginia on the board for the first time tonight. We got a 7-point game with 5:28 to play here in the first half.
Yeah, now I'm interested to see what Florida team comes out, Mike. Do they come back out going maybe a deep shot here and there?
Oh, a fumble on the return. Kelso couldn't hold on to it. Roberts, fortunately, was there to jump on top of it. But Florida going to start at the 2-yard line, and this is dangerous territory here. They're going to hand it off to Roberts, trying to go to the outside. He cuts back inside, gets bottled up. He'll reach forward and picks up 2.
Yeah, Roberts looked like he actually might have had a spot there, but cuts it back. And, I mean, this is dangerous now if you're Florida, Mike, for multiple reasons. Obviously, the safety, the sack for the safety, or a big pick 6 possibly. A lot of possibilities here where things go wrong.
Or just punting the ball and giving them the ball near midfield or even closer in to your own goal line. So yeah, definitely a tough spot. Now it's 3rd and 8, and you don't want to take that sack, and they're going to come out in the I formation, probably just run and punt it and hope Roberts can break something. He gets the handoff. He'll cut up middle, and he gets the first down.
Woo, Radner Roberts putting the team on his back real quick. I thought West Virginia might have got him just short, but he stretched out right there at the end, and that's great for Florida. That's got to be a little heart-wrenching if you're West Virginia.
Empty backfield now. They got some breathing room. Lacey's liking this one. Dropping back. Blitz coming. Going over the middle. Finds Fozzie Brown. And he gets tackled by Jammer Moore, but he picks up the first.
Yeah, it was Keith Panda, the outside linebacker, coming in on the blitz there. Just can't get back there quick enough. Lacey able to find his receiver there for the first.
Keith Panda, who you're the #1 member in his fan club, is that one over the middle and falls incomplete.
I absolutely am. I own 6 Keith Panda jerseys, actually. Great job by West Virginia there, though, in coverage.
6.
Yes.
I'm trying to think if they even have that many jerseys, or there's some duplicates in there. As that pass goes to right, Kelso bouncing off one tackle. He'll pick up 9. Going to be 3rd and 1.
No, there very much are. I just like to make sure I always have a clean one in rotation.
So it's just 6 of the same jersey.
No. They're spread out, but there's the occasional duplicate. I do own 2 of the Navy ones. That was my mistake when buying them.
Well, where is Bands now? He was trying to hit people up for money. Apparently, you've got an excess of it. As Radman Roberts outside picking up 18.
Caught me off guard there. All right, and absolutely, I do not have excess of it. That is a lie. That's a great job there by Roberts. They finally get the swing pass going. Florida's been trying for that all night. They finally pick it up there, and Roberts, when he has open field, he can make you pay.
Well, this is the first time I think I made you choke on your words, so I feel accomplished. For those that don't know, that's typically what I do to my color guys as their rite of passage. As Lacey's going to take off run, picks up 1. Matt Pack, I blame on this because we used to do it to each other. Now I just can't get out of the habit, and I like trying to stumble up the color guys. Cole's really easy to do it with. Nate he's gotten better. But I'll be honest, Hatchell's one of the harder ones to break.
It's just because my mind's going 1,000 miles a minute that half the time, Mike, I'm going to be honest, I don't register what you say.
Well, that's good because I don't listen to most of what y'all say either, so I'm glad we're on the same page. I'm thinking about what's coming up next, and I don't listen to half of what y'all say, which is probably a poor thing for me to admit on air.
Well, it's fine. Well, hey, I don't think Florida cares, honestly, as we're just ripping back and forth. Florida just driving against this defense.
They come out shotgun 2x2 down to the 32, looking to add to the 7-point lead. Lacey going to throw it to the left, finds Roberts on the wheel route out to the 20, and another trip inside the red zone for this Florida offense.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Lacey, able to find Roberts, but I think ideally, Mike, he wants to get that ball to Lacey maybe 2 yards quicker so that his receivers, Zach Kelso, and another one who's out there can set those blocks for Roberts.
Same play coming up, it looks like, and they go to a different receiver. This time they go to Jeff Brown, who picks up 20. So they ran the same play, went to a different receiver, still picked up yards.
I mean, Mike, that's just how dangerous they are. I guarantee you they can run that same play 3 more times. They'll find Fozzie Brown, Kelso, and Zeke Lacey each time.
5 receivers, yeah, 5 receivers out there. They got a lot of options, hard to cover them all. They're going to go to Roberts on a little check down, and he'll pick up 1. Not going to get the first, so it'll be 3rd and 2.
I mean, this is big. If West Virginia can hold them here, just to force a field goal out of them, that's a massive W with how well Florida has gone down the field this drive.
3rd and 2, and they're going to go back to the left. Roberts wide open inside the 5, down to the 4. 1st and goal, Gators.
Yeah, Jammer Moore gets the tackle there. It's crazy to think, Mike, they started this drive on their own, too.
That's true, they did. They have gone 96 yards so far. Can they go to final 2? Goal line formation, the pass, touchdown, Gators!
Yeah, Florida almost getting West Virginia to jump, and I mean, that's another receiver right there, Mike. That's the tight end, P.E. Jackson. Only has 18 receptions on the season coming into tonight, but 3 of those have been touchdowns. This is where P.E. Jackson thrives, and Florida's able to find him for the 7. And
as Nate begrudgingly accepts a chat, his team just gave up a 98-yard touchdown drive, capped by that touchdown pass to P.D. Jackson, and it's now 17-3 Florida with 1:56 left. The Jackos waiting for a good time to acknowledge your post. We're looking forward to you making a play or two, and we're glad that you're enjoying your early entrance in the CFSL, as I believe you just joined yesterday or the day before. But I've seen you in League Chat. You've been a big presence so far. We're glad to have you and looking forward to having you out on the field. 2x2 set here as West Virginia starts off, going to dump that one off. Breaking tackles, heading upfield. Brendan Gaucher, the tight end, picking up 9.5.
Yeah, good job there by Gaucher, able to pick up the big yardage there now, but West Virginia going to go empty set here on 2nd and inches.
Barnes back to pass. Now he's going to take off and run, but he runs right in to the defense, and Hamish McAndrews there for the sack, and that's going to make it 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that was a design quarterback draw or if that was Barnes just not seeing anything too quickly, but regardless, I've got to question the decision-making there. Maybe give your receivers a little bit more time to get open, but it's a big 3rd down now because otherwise West Virginia's put their probably very tired defense back on the field if they can't convert.
Florida trying to fire up the crowd, which is already loud the way it is. And now it looks like West Virginia is going to let time tick away here, as on 3rd and 6, they don't want to give the ball back to Florida with too much time should they not be able to pick up the 1st down. Tough spot to be in. You don't want to say, hey, we're not confident we can pick up the 1st, but at the same time, you don't want to be foolish and give the ball back to your opponent with too much time. And so here comes the snap. Barnes going to throw it to the left on the sideline, and it is out of bounds, 4th down, and we'll see another West Virginia punt.
And my biggest issue with that play call is why wait so long? Because West Virginia doesn't get the ball to start the second half. Florida does. That was probably West Virginia's last drive there of this half, and they wasted a lot of time there to not convert anything.
And Roberts going to get this one back 15 yards out across midfield. And Florida already with a 14-point lead has the ball on West Virginia's side of the field with 56 seconds left in all 3 timeouts.
I'll give West Virginia this, though, Mike. I mean, you see that yardage differential for this half so far. This point differential could be a lot bigger.
Lacey back the throw, going to try to go underneath as he tried to hit. I don't know who that was out there. Who's 15? I don't have 15. Oh, it's Trellis Blanton. He was so far down. They got so many offensive players down here, I couldn't even find him. Trellis Blanton not able to hold on to that one. 2nd and 10. I'm sorry, Trellis. I didn't see you there. He's been here for a while, too. I should know better. 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, and, I was questioning West Virginia, but if they can come out with a quick 3 and out and get the ball back, I guess I'll have to eat my words. But Florida's been pretty good at converting these 3rd downs.
Well, I eat steak, you eat words. I guess they match up. Big pass down the right sideline. Touchdown, Gators!
And once again, Mike, what was that? That was the exact same play Kelso broke off for a big gain earlier in this game. The exact same play. Press coverage, you just tell your receiver, hey, beat your man off the line and I'll hit you on the fly route. Beautiful throw there by Lacey, and Cameron Jones, the freshman, just unfortunately gets beat again.
Cameron Jones doing his best Trey Woodard impersonation on that play as Florida up 24-3 with 42 seconds left to go here in the 1st half.
And again, I go back to that decision by West Virginia there on their 3rd down. Why run so much time off the clock? Why not use a timeout if you're worried about Florida getting the ball back? Because we know this Florida team, they can score on one play. I think if you're West Virginia, you burn a timeout or you call something quick to try to get that 1st down earlier.
Well, we'll see. They'll come out here, empty backfield. Barnes standing at the 19. He'll drop back, scans the field, goes underneath, finds Jen Shinobi, and he'll pick up 12, and they'll use their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, good job there by Barnes, able to find Shinobi. But again, here we go. Got just over 30 seconds left and 1 timeout left for West Virginia.
Barnes back to pass again. 5-man rush. Goes over the middle yet again. This time, Clementine will pick up 9, and they got to hurry.
Yeah, they're going to run the hurry up here. That's smart. Don't use that timeout just yet. You got to hold on to it in case you have the chance for a field goal.
2nd and 1. Barnes are going to take off and run. He gets sacked, and that's not good. They not only do not get the 1st down, but the clock keeps ticking, and they had some deep routes going there. They're going to have to hurry up to the line. They snap it with 14 seconds left. Barnes over the middle. That one is caught and brought down. Jacob Tomas picks up 12. 1st down, 10 seconds left. They're going to hurry up to the line, not using their final timeout yet. Staying in at midfield now is Barnes. Here comes the snap. Going to check this one down underneath and fighting hard. Oh, look at Philbin picking up the first down inside the 30, and they just set up a field goal attempt from 47 yards.
And that's exactly what you want Philbin to do there, Mike. Fights for the first, gets within territory, falls down to use the timeout. Beautiful job there by West Virginia, that drive.
That kick is too far to the right. 47-yarder. Had to put some leg behind it, but wind up pushing it to the right. And no points on that nice drive by West Virginia. And they will go into the half trailing by 21. So first half in the books. We'll head into the studio as West Virginia tries to come up with a plan to defeat these Gators. And Matt Hatchell will tell us what he thought about that first half.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't think the score tells the whole story. You might see this and say, man, West Virginia's defense really didn't come to play. And I don't think that's the case. I think they've played great so far. It's just Florida has had those drives where they've been able to go down the field consistently, and that's been the big difference. Florida has been able to put those drives together, put points on the board. West Virginia has struggled really outside of their touchdown drive, as well as that last drive there at the end where they missed that field goal. They just have not been able to finish drives or even really put drives together past the 50. I think if West Virginia can come out and do that in the second half, they stand a good chance. And you might be looking at the score saying, well, this is really Florida's to lose. Keep in mind, I'm going to take E.J. Ruiz's favorite saying, Mike, whatever happens in the first half, it can happen in the second.
That's true. West Virginia could definitely flip the script here as you see Florida. I feel like this has been the kind of the story the last two nights here in the pit is one side has 300 yards passing in the first half, and they have a big lead. And it's up to the other team to come back. And right now we've got three unbalanced games. Obviously, now I'm forgetting the one game yesterday that was closer. But for the most part, it seems like every game in the pit, one team's at 300 yards passing, the other team's playing catch-up, and this game no different. So I don't know why we'd expect a whole lot different here.
Yeah, and I think Florida, honestly, might just be playing with a little anger. I mean, you have to keep in mind, this is the Florida team that had Michigan been able to beat Ohio State and force Notre Dame into possibly needing that wild card spot, there are a lot of people that believe Florida would have gotten in over that Notre Dame team. So really, instead of fighting for this pit spot, Florida thinks they should be fighting in that playoff.
Well, and that's a good point. If they don't win this, then their argument that they should have been in over Notre Dame, it's kind of moot. Doesn't really matter anyway. Notre Dame was an automatic bid as the number 2 seed, although those will be going away next season. And so now you're going to have to win your conference or get in by a wild card. Not official yet, but that seems to be the way we're headed as Lacey rolling out here, taking his time. Oh, and that one's picked off. What a play, snagged out of the air by Cameron Jones. And he gets a key turnover to start the second half here for West Virginia.
Yeah, Jones says, hey, I'm sorry I've gotten beat twice. Let me make up for it real quick. Goes up, gets his 4th interception of his career already. Keep in mind, just a freshman. That's big for West Virginia, Mike, but right now they need to put 7 on the board with that. Look at that field position. You got to score.
And as Frosty pointed out, it was Mizzou and Oklahoma State the first game last night. That was the close one. These last 3, it seems like one team's had 300 passing yards at the half. But second half, West Virginia's starting off real nice. No yards on the first play. We'll see what they do here on 2nd and 10. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers. Barnes standing at the 29, scanning the defense. Here comes the snap. He'll hand it off. And Philbin gets bottled up, dropped by Skillman. Going to be a loss of 2, and it's going to be a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and Florida just coming back immediately. Now if you're West Virginia, Mike, your whole goal right now is you can't lose yards. You're at very good field goal range with the ball on the 25 right now. You can't afford losing yards and possibly making that field goal longer than it needs to be.
Well, he missed a 47-yarder. This will be a 42-yarder. Going for the end zone. Touchdown, Mountaineers!
How about just an extra point, Mike? How about we just shut up and just let them get an extra point off? Great throw there by Barnes and a better catch by Jackson Hyde. I've been wanting Hyde to show up more this season, and he does so right there. Beautiful over the shoulder, keeps the feet in bounds, and I said West Virginia needed 7, and they were able to get it.
The senior Escobar Grant, they're getting beat by the junior elite Jackson Hyde, and the first touchdown on the board for West Virginia. And now we got a 14-point game here, just a minute into this third quarter.
Yeah, but now this is how I want to see, how does Florida answer? Does Rocco Lacey, does that interception might kind of sit in the back of his mind, or is he able to shake it off and keep moving forward? I think that's going to tail the tape and tell us how the second half is going to go.
Redmond Roberts had a hole, it looked like, but it closed quickly, and he gets out to the 30. So now we'll see how Florida responds. Lacey throws the interception, which West Virginia gets 7 off of. He's been sharp outside of that, had 3 first-half touchdown passes. And now we'll have to see how he responds after that turnover.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be big. If I'm Rocco Lacey coming out, Mike, I don't take the big shot right now. I just settle in 22 for 32 with that interception. I settle in, maybe find a little 5-6 yard pass to, if I had to guess, probably Zach Kelso here on the first play.
And as Allie says, you guys be sure to stick that like button and also subscribe so you can make sure to see when we go live or if we post any content on YouTube. That one up the middle, but Amari Stevens there to bottle him up. It's going to go for just a gain of 1.
Yeah, great job by Stevens, the freshman out of Georgia, able to hold him up there. West Virginia can come out and force a 3-and-out, Mike. That is a big momentum shift.
Play fake here. Lacey move around, going to throw it to the left, come back. And that one was Fozzie Brown sitting there all by himself, wide open for the easy first down.
Yeah, West Virginia seemed to buy that play fake a little too much, and so Brown just sitting wide open there on that little out route. A little bit of a combination of a zone plus biting on the fake leads to a wide open first down for the Gators.
So big conversion there, and they get out to the 47, and they are inching their way down the field, trying to regain some of the points that they just gave up on the turnover that West Virginia turned into 7. This pass down the left, that one is caught inside the 10. Kelso with another gain of 44. Jammer Moore getting beat on that one.
Yeah, and that time, that's not Kelso beating the freshman. That's Kelso beating a junior there. Moore can't keep up again, and Kelso just once again, it seems Kelso knows one route, Mike, but it has worked out every time for him. If I'm Florida, I'm running that play every time, it seems.
Ball at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and we're not even 2 minutes into the third quarter, as this one over the middle. Touchdown, Gators!
And once again, Florida doing what Florida does best. Jeff Brown this time able to bring it down for 6. And I mean, Mike, just to show you how good this passing game is for Florida and how they like spraying the ball around, I counted up earlier, I believe it is 9 different players for Florida have a receiving touchdown this season.
Oh, well, they can spread it around. And Jack just mentioned the 4 5-star cornerbacks. Well, but there's 2 elite wide receivers and a 5-star wide receiver and a 5-star tight end on Florida. So they've got their equal talent as well as this
actually,
what? Huh?
It's actually 3 elite receivers.
Oh, 3?
Yeah,
I did.
The 2 Browns and Kelso.
Yeah, so 3 elites and a 5-star and a 5-star tight end. So that's why they get, they got a lot of weapons. That's like Nate said in chat, hard to cover them all. Philbin gonna try to make some people cover him as he's running downfield and barrels forward for a gain of 16.
Yeah, in Florida, they have just really played well, Mike. They know what they can expect from West Virginia, and they've been doing that. Philbin just hasn't really been able to get a lot of multiple runs going, a lot of big runs consistently. Florida's done a good job at shutting him down.
Paul Jackson said if there was an award for setting up touchdowns, Kelso would win it. As the yardage could be more important than the touchdown, and that is the age-old question when voting for Offensive Player of the Week. Is a guy who had 200 yards and 1 touchdown better than a guy that had 67 yards and 3 touchdowns? I'll let you guys ponder that as that handoff goes up the middle. Philbin might be getting hot here as he picks up another 15. He's got 15 carries for 82 so far.
Yeah, West Virginia needs to get hot, Mike. It seems he might just be doing that. But going back to Paul's point, technically that's also not correct. Kelso has the most receiving touchdowns on this Gators team this season by 4.
Well, I think he's going career.
Okay, I can see that.
Barnes back to pass here. Going to throw it down in the flat, trying to go to Philbin, but that one is eaten up as closing in on that one. And I'm looking at the wrong team, making sure I get the name right.
I believe that was Sledge. Yep.
Oh, it was Sledge. I'm used to seeing him on offense. For some reason, I was thinking it was J.J. Smith, and I was looking at the linebackers, but it was the safety, Abel Sledge, and that's why we got the young man in the booth with the old man, and we counterbalance each other. 2nd and 12 now, as Lowry going left to right, and they're going to hand this one off. This time it's the backup, Hunter Burdett, and much like Jerry Philbin, his predecessor, he is right up the middle for a big gain on 1st down.
I was about to say, don't sleep on Hunter Burdett. Just because he isn't Philbin, he can still get some good yardage, Mike. But when you have a hole as big as he had there, I think me and you probably could have gotten at least 6.
Well, I wouldn't count on me. This one over the middle, Jackson Height picking up 10, just enough for the 1st down. And a trip inside the red zone upcoming here for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and Height, 5 receptions, 87 yards, really coming to play today. That's what I was wanting to see from him this game, and he's done just that.
Well, they got a touchdown last time. It was set up by the interception. We'll see what they do here. This one going out to the right, and Shinobi pushed out after a gain of 5. We haven't seen Tomlin Clementine in a minute. Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, and I think maybe, Mike, that might be by design by West Virginia. Get guys like Height, Shinobi, Philbin going quickly, and hopefully Florida forgets about Clementine.
Well, middle of the field wide open here. They're playing zone coverage, and that one going to be thrown away as the zone coverage took away all the receiving options that Florida had dialed up there. It's going to be 3rd and 5 now. West Virginia 5 of 11 on 3rd down, so not doing so bad on 3rd downs tonight. We'll see what they do here. Barnes makes an adjustment. He'll drop back. Blitz coming. Fires over the middle. That one is caught down to the 1. Tomas. 1st and goal, Mountaineers.
Yeah, Tomas only his 2nd reception of the game. Another guy being kept really quiet by this Florida defense, but it seems West Virginia really finding a play together here. And I mean, Mike, again, when you're on this line, you got to hand it off to Philbin.
Yeah, Philbin's got to get it at least 3 times here. He does get it on 1st down, and he is stuffed at the goal line. Great job there. Sledge coming in to help make that play.
Sledge comes in. D'Alfonso I also saw there as well. I mean, a great job by Florida. They knew they had to pack the line, and they did just that.
Pistol formation going, and that one is not getting in. That's J.J. Smith coming up, making the hit. The ball comes out, but he was on the ground. He might be a little slow getting up on that one.
Yeah, and I got to question the decision there. I see the open space here from Philbin, but at the same time, he had to know somebody was coming, so I think I got to take my chance at shooting through that slightly smaller gap my line gave.
Well, Burdett's in now. He'll get the handoff, see if he can get in, and he's fighting hard. Oh, and they keep him out. Look at that Florida defense. 4th and goal for West Virginia.
And I think you go for it. Oh, I think you got to go for it if you're West Virginia here. Worst case scenario, you don't get it. Florida's on their half-yard line again. I think you got to try to put 6 up in this case. I
would tend to agree with you. They take the points, and it's good. So it's 31-13, halfway through the 3rd quarter. I said give it to Philbin 3 times. They only gave it to him twice, although Florida did a tremendous job there at the goal line.
Yeah, I don't know if you can blame Philbin or Burdett for that one, Mike. I really think you just have to take your hat off to Florida there. They sold out. They did exactly what they needed to do all 3 plays. But, I mean, this is big now for West Virginia. Since you had to settle for 3 there, your defense has to come out and make a stop. And you can't let this man right here, Zach Kelso, keep burning you. You need some form of stop. I don't know if that's an interception, a fumble, or even just a simple 3 and out. You cannot allow Florida to put points on the board before you get another chance at the ball.
Yeah, we see Kelso's having himself a huge night so far. Keep an eye on him the rest of this game as they try to add on. Oh, another pick to that right side. And this time picked off by Jammer Moore. So a couple of picks by West Virginia when Lacey's throwing to his right near almost the exact same spot on the field.
Yeah, it's Moore's body might have had a chance but trips over his fellow corner 80 powers, but it doesn't matter. I said West Virginia needs to stop, Mike, but also that's for nothing if they can't go put 6 up again. Well,
they got 6 last time they picked it off. We'll see what they do here. Play fake, Barnes standing in the pocket, and just got to throw that one away.
Yeah, I understand the decision there to maybe pass, but I think at the very least you have to throw the dump off. I don't think you're in range right now where really you can afford to throw a ball away.
Barnes blitz right up the middle. Look at that. Big play, Gavin Beavers through the hole, and it's 3rd and 17. And what a time to dial up the blitz there.
And by the way, Mike, unless my stats are wrong, that is Beavers' first sack of his career.
Well, couldn't come at a better time coming in the pit playoffs and you dial up a blitz to force them back to a 3rd and 17, and it would almost force a field goal that they missed earlier too. This time they're just going to they handed off to Philbin on 3rd and 17, and they're just playing for the field goal.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting call there as McAndrews gets another tackle for loss, and let's see here, can West Virginia get points up this time?
45-yarder, and this one is no good. So 2 field goals of 45-plus missed by West Virginia, and they will stay down by 18.
Yeah, now I see that just hurts because also now Florida gets the ball back a little bit farther up than they would for on, say, a touchback. So let's see what can the Gators do here.
Well, they gave up nothing, and they actually picked up about 10 yards from before they threw the interception. Now they're going to go triple option, pitching it to the outside. That's Abel Sledge, and he gets driven backwards by Cosmo Mintz, but he picks up 9.5.
Hey, Mike, you want to know what's crazy about a crazy stat about the West Virginia kicker Braden Gabriel? He has missed more field goals tonight than he did in the entire regular season.
Yeah, the Minnesota Vikings fans of 1998 feel your pain. Pass over the middle there, and that's Jeff Brown. He'll pick up 8, and the Gators move the chains.
And great job by Jeff Brown. Kind of, only 3 receptions tonight. There seems to always be a Florida receiver who's going to have a little bit of a slow night, and it seems that might be Brown tonight. But that's all okay, I think, with Florida if they come away with the W.
Well, as Beavers says there, too, 45 and 47 are not easy field goals, even with great conditions, which we have tonight. And Gabriel just maybe the pressure of the playoffs gets to him a little bit. 5-yard pickup there, Matchkey with his 5th tackle. So it's going to be 2nd and 5, just inside the 50-yard line now are the Gators. As Lacey going to throw that one to the right, breaking the first tackle. Kelso adds another 12 to his total, and he's up to 198.
Yeah, West Virginia playing back a little bit now, Mike. I think those earlier plays from Kelso have really gotten to him, so they're playing a little bit more conservative in the second year, allowing those shorter passes to really breathe.
Tight end coming in motion, going right to left. They're going to hand it off to Roberts. He slips the first tackle, and then he gets met and brought down, fights hard for a gain of 3.
Yeah, that was Emma Lee, the freshman end on the broken tackle there. You don't see that a lot out of her. Great job by Mechie to come over for the tackle, only allowing Roberts to get 3. Well,
that defensive line was very talked about early in the season. We haven't heard quite as much from them lately, as that one's over the middle. Jeff Brown picking up 16 as the Gators get inside the red zone yet again.
Yeah, and Florida just really starting to put a drive together now, as that's RJ Lupo, the safety, on the tackle, his 5th of the night. But Florida has just really put good, Mike, tonight at putting these drives together and capping them off with some points.
Ball at the 18. 451 yards for Florida, 280 for the Mountaineers. 1:45 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Lacey moving around, throws it back to the right, just throws that one away, incomplete.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, if you're West Virginia, that's what you want to see some more of, but Lacey just clearly sees nothing working for him, just decides to get rid of it.
Shotgun 2x2 set here now, and they're going to give it to Sledge, who works his way to the right for a gain of 4, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and I would like to make a correction from what I said earlier. I said Sledge was an outside linebacker. Sledge is listed at a strong safety.
I didn't hear you say that. I was looking at him. He is, on my sheet, the last guy on the list, which is why I was having a hard time finding him earlier. 3rd and 6, and there's another pick by this West Virginia defense. This time, Keith Panda goes up and snags it out of the air. And what athleticism this West Virginia defense is showing, but they're just not able to get consistent stops against this offense.
Yeah, Panda 6'3", 250 goes up and grabs it, but I mean, Mike, it's kind of a double-edged sword. They get the turnover, but yeah, they haven't been good at really stopping the offense outside of those, and their offense can't seem to get points going after the interception.
The offense has been the bugaboo tonight. Blitz coming, and they just dump it off on the outside, and look at this. Brendan Gaucher picks up 11, fights hard, gets out of bounds and moves the chains.
Yeah, Gaucher, the tight end, I mean, he's a part of this pass game just as big as anybody. Able to pick up the first down there. That's a big gain for West Virginia.
Barnes back to pass now, going over the middle, finds Clementine, and he powers his way out near the 40 with a gain of 18.
I mean, Clementine only 5 receptions tonight, Mike, for 56 yards. I mean, Florida has done a great job at keeping the sophomore in check, not allowing anything. If I'm West Virginia, I got to find a way to get him open.
Isn't Abuela grandma? Whose grandma are we celebrating? I missed the memo. Somewhere. Feel free, clue me in. Little pass out to the right. That one's going to Clementine. He picks up 4. I think when Kelso has a game like he's having, you got to have Clementine on the other side match it, and they just haven't been able to do it so far.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of been the issue, is that they've had Kelso eating them alive on defense, but on offense they just haven't been able to find that guy. So maybe it is time to get Clementine a little bit more involved. Maybe it's some screens, some maybe short slant routes, something like that.
Shotgun here on 2nd and 6. Barnes going to drop back. No blitz coming. He's going to check this one down into the flat. And that one off the hands of Gaucher. Incomplete, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Gaucher, 2 good receptions earlier. Can't bring that one down. I mean, 6 for 14. West Virginia's been consistent, but you got to convert here.
Looks like Florida might be bringing a blitz again. And they've had success. They won't. They only bring 3, actually. And they get pressure. And, oh, that one was almost completed. But Skillman providing pressure off the backside, going to force that incompletion. And West Virginia is going to have to punt it away once again inside the 40s.
Yeah, it almost seemed like the bringing of 3 caught West Virginia off guard enough to allow that 3 to provide good pressure. And again, West Virginia, Mike, they get the interception, but they can't do anything with it. So really, nothing really lost from Florida's end by those interceptions. You know, you're still up 31-13. If they can't do anything with the interceptions, then really, if I'm Rocco Lacey, I'm kind of okay with it then.
Frosty says that he heard Brendan Gaucher's Abuela is in the stands tonight. Well, hello, Abuela, and welcome. And throw some more passes to Brendan Gaucher so his Abuela can enjoy his performance.
He had the drop last drive, though.
I know.
He did have that drop.
I know. We're
Saying,
trying to talk.
The drop.
Abuela needs positives for Gaucher as Kelso picks up 3 and is pushed out of bounds.
Well, there's not really a lot of positive when Zach Kelso has 7 receptions for 200 yards, Mike.
Well, I mean, there's positives. Just depends on who you're looking at him for. Right? All right, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. And we got an 18-point game here. West Virginia's trying to keep it close. They're fighting. Can they come back in the 4th quarter? You guys stick around. You're watching the Pitt quarterfinals presented by PX1 Sports here on YouTube.
What am I getting attacked for, Murph?
I don't know. What are you getting attacked for?
I don't know.
Start of the 4th quarter. And this one fired over the middle. Led his receiver too much, did Rocco Lacey. Incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
I just look over in chat. All I see is from Murph, hey, Conan, zip it. I'm just here to provide facts and color commentary.
So Swoosh's grandma, too, as I think they're cousins. Lacey gets hit here on 3rd down and a big sack. Emma Lee, who's watching in the green room, gets through with the sack. And that brings this drive to an end. And now West Virginia's offense going to get good field position and an opportunity to try to cut into this lead.
I mean, again, I think that goes to show how well Florida's kept West Virginia's defense at bay. I mean, Emma Lee, you know, that's her first tackle of the night, Mike. I mean, it took at the very beginning of the 4th quarter, just not a lot of pressure getting to Lacey.
And this one's going to be brought back by 80 Powers across the 50. So excellent field position. We saw West Virginia not capitalize on it on their last turnover. Can they capitalize on the good field position here? This is the spot between the 40s. They've struggled all night long.
Yeah, and I mean, again, putting up 18 and a quarter isn't unheard of, but that starts with them putting up points on this drive. At this point, if you're West Virginia, you really can't afford to not put points up with how Florida's been able to kind of control the ball as well.
When you see that stat, 8 hurries, 5 sacks, and that has definitely made it tough. Although taking a shot there, they got a receiver. Oh, and what a defensive play. Gavin Beavers closed quickly to break that one up.
Yeah, great job there by Beavers. Barnes had height, but I think ideally there, Mike, he throws it a little bit farther so Hyde doesn't have to stop and allow Beavers to come up with the deflection.
Pump fake here, and now Barnes is going to get hit, and down he goes. Sack, loss of 5. Skillman again getting in there. It says it's only his 2nd sack. I feel like he's been way more impactful than that. Going to be 3rd and 15.
And again, to me, Barnes is not giving his receivers enough time. He's making that run there, Mike, but he doesn't have to. His O-line is providing him time in the pocket. I think if he waits another second or two, maybe. I think he's just going too quickly for his own good.
Under center here on 3rd and 15. Ball at the 48 of West Virginia now. 4-man rush. Barnes steps up in the pocket, fires a dart to the right, finds Clementine, and a first down.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. I was worried Barnes would have to tuck it and run with that giant hole his offensive line gave him, but he stays in the pocket, lets his receivers get the first, and is able to find Clementine, who can keep those toes in bound to keep the drive alive.
I think that was a very well run out route that Clementine winds up converting on there. So now we got 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. West Virginia's got the ball at the 35 of Florida. Tight end goes in motion, going left to right. Now an adjustment made by Barnes. He'll drop back, halfback screen, gets it off the Philbin, looking for blockers, and he picks up 4.
Yeah, and if I'm West Virginia, I don't have an issue with 4 yards there. He had some blockers, and also Philbin is really good with those wide receiver screens this season. You know, he just wasn't able to get as much as maybe 5 or 6, but a solid 4-yard gain on first down, I'm taking every time.
Well, I think the big thing you want to avoid with the halfback screens is third downs, is where you don't want to get a lot of them, because unless you're just playing field position deep in your own end, a lot of time that's a give up. But on first and second down, they can be very valuable. There's a shot deep to the left. Oh, and a great defensive play. Xavier King on the coverage, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, King can't come down with it, but still great coverage, able to keep that ball out of the end zone for West Virginia.
3 wide receivers out there. Blitz coming. They dial it up. He's got to get rid of it quickly out to the left. And Jackson Height fighting for the first down.
Yeah, that's just a great job by Height, Mike. He takes on the junior corner, Kalen Robertson, keeps the feet moving and picks up that first down. I mean, Robertson gets their 5th tackle, but not able to stop them from converting.
Ball inside the 24 now as they come out in a 2-by-2 set. And they're going to go with the halfback screen to the left, again on first down. And Philbin picks up 3.
Yeah, Philbin picks up 3 there. I believe that was Xavier King again, this time coming up for the tackle. And again, a solid 3 yards. If you're West Virginia right now, Mike, this territory you can't give that ball away because you need points in some aspect.
Well, West Virginia is playing smart, too. It feels like. They know they need the points. They don't want to give up the ball. Just like there, a lot of people would have threw it to that wide receiver, throwing a pick. He just throws it away, 3rd and 7.
Absolutely smart play call there by Barnes. Now is when I'm like, okay, if you don't see anything, maybe you do tuck it a little early.
Empty backfield, 3rd and 7. Blitz coming again. Been the story for Florida, but Jen Shinobi is going to pick up 8 and get another first down as West Virginia moves inside the 15.
And that's a dangerous throw. Robertson, I think, might have even gone for the pick and just missed, so Shinobi's able to bring it in. Dangerous pass, but it works out there for West Virginia.
21 first downs to 18 for West Virginia tonight. Play fake over the middle. That one is caught. Shinobi down inside the 5.
Yeah, Shinobi able to pick up a good 7 yards there. But again, West Virginia's in that weird territory, Mike, where they can get the first down but not score. And I can't have that if I'm West Virginia.
Nathan Brown says quit blitzing on 3rd down. Clearly not working as they're up 18. Read option there. Barnes keeps it himself, 3rd and 2.
Yeah, read option, triple option there. Keeps it himself, can't get the pitch off, but able to make it 3rd and 2. And again, I just got to imagine this is where you hand it off to Philbin.
I feel like if they don't blitz here, it's a touchdown. They do not blitz, and it's a first down out at the 1. That was close. 1st and goal now. Now I'm banging on Nathan Brown. It's just funny to me when guys are winning by
defensive coordinator for Florida.
When guys are winning by 3 scores and they're not happy, it's always funny. Touchdown, Mountaineers. Kevin Barnes taking it in himself, and now pending the PAT, we got either a 10 or 11 point game.
Yeah, and I mean right there, Mike. I mean that's as they're going for 2.
They are going for 2, trying to make it a 10-point ball game. 5:39 on the clock. Empty backfield for Barnes. 4-man rush, and that one is caught by Height, and we got a 10-point ball game.
Yes, Height. I thought he took it from Phil. I think he did take it from Philbin there actually, but it doesn't matter if you're West Virginia. You make it a 10-point game, and that's big. But going back to that touchdown, that's a perfectly called read option there, Mike. That is a play that has worked for every team against every defense. And that's a great time to call for West Virginia.
Well, now Nathan Brown's complaints look more valid as they gave up a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah.
And admittedly, finally Barnes is starting to pick up those blitzers a little bit, and they did a lot better. That could spell trouble, but West Virginia's defense got to come up with stops. They already got 3 picks. You got to wonder how many more they got in them. That one, a little wheel route going to Radman Roberts, and he picks up 11 on first down.
But Mike, honestly, if I'm West Virginia, there's one thing I hated about that drive, and that was time. I mean, look at that. Florida getting that ball back, and we're under 5.5 minutes left. Really, Florida, they just need to grind this clock out a little bit.
Lacey to throw, going to go to the right this time, finds his brother Zeke, who picks up 3.
Yeah, and Nathan Murphy bringing up a good point in chat. I mean, just think about those drives they weren't able to score. You know, they had the 2 missed field goals, the chance at the half-yard line for 3 straight plays, and they couldn't get 6. That's really going to come back to bite them, it seems.
Play fake. Oh, and that one swatted away. Good defensive play there by Jammer Moore. You could maybe argue they could have went for the interception, but it's a 3rd down here, and maybe time for West Virginia to dial up a blitz.
Yeah, I think they have to. I think that's exactly the play call they go for.
And they do. They bring a zone blitz against the halfback screen. It was played perfectly. Joe King comes up to bat it away, and about as quick and efficient a series on defense as you could hope for.
Yes, it almost looked even kind of like a delayed blitz because you had the linebackers panned, and I want to say either Orndorff or Cobb coming in on a later part of the play on a blitz. So a perfectly timed call there by West Virginia. They're going to get that ball right back. That's what they needed.
Well, and that field goal, or the 2-point conversion, on the last drive does a multitude of things. As this return taken from the 30 and 9 yards, 4 powers. That 2-point conversion means that they don't need a touchdown in this drive. If they were down by 12, they'd need a touchdown. And if they're down by 11, you could argue it too. But now down by 10, they could kick a field goal and be okay. So they got a little bit more flexibility. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Handoff on the draw play, and Philbin only gets 1 up the middle.
Yeah, and if I'm West Virginia, though, Mike, I got to keep the clock in mind. You know, their offense is made to kind of chew that clock a little bit with how much you run the ball. And Florida's been doing a good job at keeping that thing going as well. So you got to keep that in your mind.
Getting off Philbin, straight up the middle, looking for a hole. He picks up 12 and a West Virginia first down.
Yeah, great run there by Philbin. Big 12, the Mountaineer going absolutely crazy on the sideline. Happy that he's having a good time.
Sledge picking up his 10th tackle to go with some nice plays on offense. And they're going to go read option. Barnes going to keep it himself, getting chased, and he'll get brought down. Nice pickup of 6.
Yeah, good job by Barnes. Picks up 6, but a great job by Florida at getting there and stopping their short. Sledge, 11 tackles on the game now.
Well, they're talking about the 2 missed field goals. That's 6 points. But that would still make it a 4-point game. They'd still need a touchdown. As that one out to Clementine, who picks up 4, gets stopped just short of the marker, and it's going to be 3rd and inches.
Yeah, this is a big 3rd down. I mean, if West Virginia, Florida, can come with a big stop here, that's massive. But West Virginia 10 for 19 tonight.
Well, they got to go for it if they don't get it here. They're going to pass. Barnes gets tripped. Oh, my goodness. He gets tripped up just short of the marker. They're going to say lost 2, and they're going to have to go for it on 4th and 2.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. Barnes, I thought he had space, but trips up over his own lineman. And then
I think it was Skillman.
Andrews.
I think he tripped over Skillman's foot.
Tripped over Skillman, and Andrews just shoves the blocker into him.
4th and 2, shotgun 2x2, blitz coming, and he can't get rid of it. J.J. Smith in with the sack, and that's going to do it for the Mountaineers on this drive, and Florida's got an opportunity to try to put this one away.
And that's the perfect time to send the blitz, Mike. You know, West Virginia clearly not expecting it, as it looked like Smith comes in almost untouched. Beautiful job there by Florida, and if you're West Virginia, you need another big play now. A fumble, an interception. You got to get that ball back quickly.
Under center they go. They hand it off to Radman Roberts, Probably should have went inside. Goes outside, and he'll pick up 2.
Yeah, he maybe should have, but at the same time gets 2, and I think Florida right now is just looking to chew a little bit of clock. Not go into obvious grind mode, but, I mean, already we're about to be just under 2.5 minutes left.
Under center they go again for this I formation as they go in the clock killing mode. Going to give it to Roberts again. He goes up the middle, and he'll pick up 7, give him 8, and it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, this is a big, I mean, if Florida can convert this, that puts them, you know, doing pretty well. Under 2 minutes left. West Virginia's going to have to start using those timeouts at some point.
Well, 3rd and 1, they're coming out in a shotgun with a 2x2 set, but Roberts is offset, or actually standing to his left. I don't want to say sidecar and take Jeff's.
I was wondering if you were.
No, I've avoided that. I stole the toe drag swag. I like that one. Sidecar's pretty pretty nice too. I'm just not gonna. I can't give Jeff too much confidence and be using all of his key sayings. As 145, there's a snap, high snap. He comes down with it, throwing it to the left. That one is caught by Brown, and he's got the first.
Well, I want you to take one from him because he stole bye-bye from me, and I'm like, that just hurts a little bit.
Bye-bye? Like, you coined bye-bye?
I never used it in a game with me before I started using it.
Oh, okay. Radman Roberts.
I stand by my decision.
Push backwards for a gain of 2. Second timeout taken by West Virginia. I formation, twins to the left now. They're going to give it to Roberts one more time. Going to the right. Gets bottled up. Last timeout taken. 3rd and 5. If they're smart, they'll run it and take some time off. Maybe kick a field goal. They're going to come out in the shotgun again. Roberts offset to the left. They're going to go with the halfback screen. Blitz coming. Roberts got some room. Oh, he's got the C's are partying. Yep. Radman Roberts inside the 20.
Yep, and when you send the blitz like that, Mike, that's actually the perfect time to call that screen because the whole point of that screen, the big detriment is it's normally a linebacker or a lineman making the tackle. So when everybody's on that blitz, Roberts with nothing but daylight in front of him, and that first down might have just been the nail in West Virginia's season.
Well, and honestly, I think when it's run on 3rd downs, a lot of the times they're expecting that. It just doesn't work out because the defense doesn't call it. But I think that's what they're trying for. It just doesn't work that often. Oh, look at Radman Roberts now fighting hard, picking up 7. And Florida's 45 seconds away from moving on to the second round and facing Boise.
Yeah, but I want to say this about West Virginia. I've said it plenty of times. This is not a loss on the season for them. Going from 0-8 to 4-4 in the regular season, making the pit. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Murph and the turnaround he did this year.
I mean, if you could plan out how new teams are brought into the league, obviously 0-8 is not perfect, but as we saw with Tennessee, you go 0-8, you build up in the offseason, you go 4-4 the next season, make the pit. That's what we're hoping to see out of Tennessee next season. West Virginia did it. Now we'll see what West Virginia does next season. What we will see for sure is Florida moving on Monday night to take on Boise. That's going to be your first game at 7 o'clock, and then that will be followed up by the game between Missouri and Oregon at 9. And then, of course, we got the Gator and Rose Bowl on Twitch on Tuesday night, so be sure to tune in for that. That's going to do it for this first round of playoff football. Florida gets the win 31-21. For my partner, Matt Hatchell, I'm Mike Peters. You've been watching this presentation of the CFSL playoffs here presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. We'll be back Monday night at 7 o'clock here on YouTube for the start of the Pitt semifinals. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We hope to see you back then. You guys all have a great weekend.